I don't know if I'll ever be able to grasp this kind of grace fully. That my sins have been wiped away, and not only have my sins been wiped away, you know what happens? I receive the righteousness of Christ. Because my sins were put on Jesus Christ, and He took them to the cross, and then I received Jesus Christ's righteousness. That's what it says. So what happened to my sins when they went to Jesus? Colossians 2:14 says, He destroyed the record of debt we owed. With its requirements that worked against us, He canceled it by nailing it to the cross. That's right. So now when God looks at you, He sees Jesus. He says, you are my beloved son, or you are my beloved daughter. With you I am well pleased. You're righteous if you know Christ. Did you know that? You are holy. You're holy. You're righteous. You're a beloved son, a beloved daughter. You are an heir. You're a co-heir with Jesus Christ. Who's going to condemn you? The world will try to condemn. The world will bring shame. But you know what? God is the judge. Who's going to condemn? God says, if I don't, no one can. The scriptures say, who's going to bring any charge against those whom God has justified? Right? Who's going to condemn? It's Christ Jesus who died, who was raised from the dead, who is sitting at the right hand of God interceding for us. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? And this is freedom. This brings you freedom, because when the world tries to accuse you, it doesn't matter what they say. It only matters what God says. And God says, I'm His. He says I'm clean. He says I'm righteous. He says I'm holy. And you know what? In Romans 6, Paul says, so if God's grace is so great, should we just continue to go on sinning so we can get more grace? No, if you understood the gospel, that doesn't make any sense to you. Because if you knew the extravagance of this grace, you would know that you're set free from sin, and now you're set free to follow Him. Oh man, He's been so good. How can I not follow Him? So now I'm doing what I want to do, but my wants have changed. My want is to follow Jesus with everything I have. If I always did what I wanted to do, I would always follow Jesus. Always. Because His ways are so much better. When you realize this good news, your life changes. The Spirit is within you, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom.